Unfortunately, a lot of Latinas deal with imposter syndrome. I think a lot of that stems from being first generation and not seeing people that are very similar to you or from your own upbringing in these career industry spaces that you're currently in. Also, whenever you're the only one in the field, in our culture, you're taught to not make any noise. You don't want to bring too much attention to yourself. But the reality, being that kind of passive and not being able to take up space, eventually you end up even questioning your own worth and if you're good enough to be in these spaces. I do not have imposter syndrome. I tossed that away pretty much in 2023. And it's been a long journey for me, primarily because I dealt with a lot of microaggressions along the way. I dealt with a lot of sabotaging along the way. I dealt with a lot of people trying to make it seem like I am being disruptive, problematic, because I would call out injustices. I would advocate for my own community as well. I would point out their problematic behaviors and tell you exactly what you're doing. You're being racist, you're being sexist, set behavior. And instead of taking accountability, you try to villainize me. With those experiences, the universe very much aligned, and at the end of the day, I won. After going through all of those experiences, now I know wherever I am, I deserve to take up space. And I know if someone is reacting in a negative way, it's not about me, it's about them. Unless you're actively going out of your way to hurt someone, most people are just responding to their nervous system and their discomfort. Being an abolitionist, being disruptive, being anti oppressive, non carceral, people who operate under these systems, you're going to be a disruption. They're not going to want you because you're pointing out their poor behavior. And after learning about white supremacy, learning about patriarchy, learning about all these isms, structural systems, capitalism, now I know the verbiage to point out exactly what you're doing. The reality is that I am not mediocre, so I should never feel like an imposter and I should never feel like I cannot take up space. And I want other Latinas, women of color, to get to that point where they never feel like they're like an imposter, they never feel mediocre, and that they know what they bring to the table, the cultural capital, their brilliance, their intelligence, everything, their community building. That's something that honestly school cannot bring you. That's something that's within me already.